All right, greetings, class of 2022. Today is Tuesday, March 18th, 2014. This will be page 44 of your notes, and it's going to be titled Systems of Equations, and this is actually going to be part one. We're going to do part two for notes tomorrow. Um, so what we want to do is begin with what is systems of equations, and that is a set of two or more equations that contain two or more variables. And we have an example of a system of equations right here. Here you have one equation that has two variables, and you have another equation that has two or more variables. The first thing that we're going to do with these is we're going to give you a coordinate pair, such as example A, and you have to determine is that a solution for those two equations. So basically, this is our x value, that's our y, and we just plug into the equation. So the first one is 2 times x plus 3 times y. So we get negative 4 plus 12, and we get 8. That's what they have as a solution, so that one does work for that equation. And now we're going to plug in negative 2 and 4 into the other equation and see if it works. Um, so here I have x minus 4y. Here I'm going to bring down the negative 2 minus 16. Negative 2 minus 16 is negative 18. Does that match what they got? No, it does not. So the answer to letter A is that it is not a solution. Because when you plug in the x and the y into both equations, you don't get the answer that they got. All right, so let's do this again. Here we have our x and our y, and we're going to plug those into the two equations. So the first equation is 2 times x plus 3 times y. Then we get 14 plus negative 6, which is 8, which is what they want us to get. So that one does work. Let's see if the other equation works. So we're going to do x minus 4 times y. Now we get 7 minus negative 8. Wait. Yeah, that's right. Negative signs can make this confusing, right? Alright, so now I have 7 minus a negative 8, which is the same as 7 plus 8, which is 15. And that is what they had for the second solution. So we can say that yes, 7 and negative 2 is a solution. Alright, so exactly what we just did with letters A and B, go ahead and do that for letter C, and we will talk about it at class tomorrow. Yes. Alright, so the first two problems, or the first three problems that we did, is where you're given a coordinate pair and you have to say whether that's a solution or not for the systems of equations. The other way that we can ask you problems regarding the systems of equations is where we give you the systems of equations like we do here, and we actually ask you to solve and find the coordinate pair that is a solution for those two lines. And the way that we go about that, and here we have step one listed, is that if both equations are in y equals form, y equals, so both equations are in y equals form, then we make them equal to each other. And the reason we do that is that they're both equal to y. So if they're both equal to y, they're equal to each other. So we're going to put x plus 3 equals 2x plus 5. All right, step 2 says that we solve for x. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to subtract an x here. So I'm left with, I'm going to have to subtract an x there. So I'm left with 3 equals x plus 5. Now I'm going to subtract 5 from each side, and I'm left with negative 2 equals x. And then what you do is you go ahead and plug in that negative 2 that you got for x into one of the equations for x, and then you can get your y. So in order to solve for the y from here, it's going to be y equals, we found that x is negative 2, and we add 3 because that's what the equation says, and we get that y equals 1. And the way that you write that as an answer is x is negative 2, y is 1. That's our coordinate pair. That is our solution to that table, to that systems of equations. All right, we have one problem written down here for you to complete on the back of your homework. Same thing that we just did. We're giving you the systems of equations here, and we want you to come up with the coordinate pair that is the solution for that system. All right, good luck. You guys will do great, and can't wait to talk about it tomorrow. All right.